Today we're going to be testing out a battery operated transfer pump from Harbor Freight. Will it work? Alright, so everybody knows about my boat project. We're trying to get a new shed, but while we're doing this, we're having rainstorms almost every day, and it's filling up this boat. This cover's doing a great job, but it doesn't need to have all this strain on it from water. So we're going to try this new pump. Something you should know about this pump: it takes 2 D batteries, and also if it doesn't work, you cannot take it back to Harbor Freight. You actually have to call this toll-free number and then work out a deal with them. So be aware of that. So you always want to read the instructions. This is one page, and of course this is the front part of it. I do love how they have all these different things of what not to do, and one of them is not to operate when tired or under influence of drugs or medication. I'm always tired. For this test, I'm using Dollar Tree batteries because for $1.25, it's a lot better to test than the near $9 that everybody else is wanting to charge for D batteries. So that's something to consider. One of the things that you may want to do is get an adapter from Amazon. Amazon sells an adapter where you can put AA batteries in, and it has a housing that looks like a D battery, and that way you can use AA batteries instead of buying D batteries, which are harder to come by these days. Batteries are in. It has a cap here you gotta take off, and it's just saying don't test it while dry. It said you can test it for 10 seconds, but the instructions say don't do it at all. So I'm gonna go with what the instructions say. I'm gonna take this tape off and we'll test her out. Alright, so neighbors right now are having a screaming match, so in between this I've stuck this into the water down here, and now I'm gonna press the on button right here at the top, and it's working. You can see it pouring out, and I'll show what the claim is on the box, but I believe it said something like 6 gallons a minute or 6 quarts per minute, something like that. I'll get that, show you that in just a minute. But I mean, really and truly, this is working fine, and it's pretty good. The only thing I gotta say is that there's some leaves getting caught up in it that's kind of jamming up things, but you can just turn it off. That turns off the suction, and then turn it back on. It's spitting out this water pretty quick. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing so far, and this is something to be good to keep in the boat, especially if the bilge pump malfunctions or whatever. You would have something in addition. So in a matter of seconds, this is now done. It probably had, I'd say, about a half gallon of water in it. Now let's go on to the bigger one. Like I said, it's saying 6 quarts per minute, which that's pretty good. That's a gallon and a half in a minute, and it was only just a matter of a few seconds. So I believe that claim. Usually I don't believe claims, but this one seems to be on point. A smaller one that's roughly a quart, and so I'm gonna go ahead and just drain this out real quick. It's already catching some leaves, so I'm gonna turn it off. Now, there we go, got good flow, and it's already pumping out, and that's probably got about, I don't know, I'd say about a quart, maybe a little bit more than a quart, and it's already draining out. My camera started overheating, but it's been roughly about 2 minutes so far, and it's, I mean, you can see the water level. It's about 3 inches down from where it was, so that's good to see. 30 minutes later, it stopped a few times. It got clogged. It went down a lot, but now we've got a problem. It stopped working. So it could be the battery, could be that the batteries are just dead, but I think it's clogged. The instruction manual gave the impression that you was able to get into it. I'm going to see if we can get into it and try to fix it. Alright, so reading the instruction manual, it gave me the impression that you could remove this tube. I pulled, and when I did, out popped the connection here. It was connected. So you cannot remove any of this stuff. You can't do anything to it. So if it gets clogged or jammed, you're out of luck. This right here, there was debris caught up in here. There's no like screen or anything. There's no way to get in there and clean that. So having something where the operator could easily detach this, clean it, it would make things so much easier. But what it is, when I yank this tube out, and I'll show you. Well, here's the ripped out electrical part that I ripped out, so I avoided the warranty there. Alright, so I took this apart to show you where I stripped that out. You can't get in here, even though it implies that you cannot. And the only thing you can do is you can open this. It says that ridge there is for water flow out. This tube, that wire is coated and the water runs right through. So that's not good. In case it gets bent or cracked, you got a problem. This right here connects to a motor. So there's no screen or nothing. This is it. And so what happened was I had to keep turning that off constantly because it kept losing power, and I had to flush it out because there's dirty debris. There's no screen. Alright, it says in this owner's manual you're not to use it with dirty oil. You're supposed to only use totally clean liquids through it, and you're not to have any type of corrosive chemicals or any chemicals that might deteriorate the internal components. Otherwise you void your warranty. Well, I mean, why are you going to be sucking up oil, especially, you know, like in an automotive situation, unless it's used oil? It's not going to be clean oil. Well, used oil will foul this up. Why would you be sucking up water? Well, because it's dirty water, it's flood water, it's all that. So this was not clean. Well, it can't take that. It can't handle that. It can't handle anything unless it's totally pure and has no impurities whatsoever. And even then, if that chemical might deteriorate something, it'll wear it out. So yeah, it just kept losing power. On a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the best ever, 1 being totally useless, didn't work out of the box. The fact that this took well over 30 minutes and I've still got a job to get rid of the water, and if I was in a dire situation, I would be in trouble. I'm going to say this is a 2 out of 10. This pump literally sucks. Well, I guess my wife was right yet again. She always says never trust Harbor Freight, for anything important at least. And I think she's right. Like I said, this pump sucks, and not the way that was intended to. It's a horrible device. Well, I hope this will save you a little bit of time and money and frustration. Don't buy this product. And with that, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Please comment down below if you've had this problem, or you have dealt with this before, or you got a better solution, anything of that nature, or maybe you was able to get yours apart and you can tell me how you did it. I would love to hear that. But with that, if you hadn't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It's free, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.